Okay, hi everybody. Yes, I do have something to share, and of course, everybody has their individual experiences in order to be more aware and more awakened. And I was wondering, why was I shown this experience? Well, the guides kind of, or the instance kind of shows you what you need to work on in order to dissolve the agreement or dissolve the contracts or even the subliminal stuff. Because I was wondering why I would get up like feeling like I was drunk when I don't even drink or nothing like that. So, so here goes the experience that I'm working on. I thought I woke up from bed, and all of a sudden I woke up somewhere else. I don't know where I was, and two men are holding my arm because I felt like I was either on drugs or they did some kind of psychotronic frequency machine that just distorted my mind. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't get up. I couldn't walk. They had to hold me, and then they plunked me down on a chair, a wooden chair like from the 1950s or 60s. And I was trying to really wake up from this. I was like, what is this place? Where am I? Why is someone carrying me and plucking me down? And it was all blurry, like the blurriness of those carnival mirrors, that kind of blurriness where it twisted and the image of yourself. That's all I saw. Well, all of a sudden I popped out of the body and I saw that I was in this huge place that looked like a underground cave, but the military had somehow put a hangar in there, an airplane hangar in there. And the way I knew that it was some sort of cave is because there was these big sliding doors in front of me, like maybe 300 feet away, and you could see that it had a cave system with different ways to go in the cave system. And so I looked at this place, and there was other people also being dragged like me and being plucked down and sitting on these chairs, wooden chairs, like I said, from the 50s or 60s. And some people didn't have to be carried; they would just automatically walk like a kind of like in a trance. So they just had to be pushed with their fingers or their hands where to walk, where to sit down, whatever. But others like me had to be carried and put down on the chairs. And then I noticed that there was rows and rows and rows and rows of these wooden business desks. Again, they look like from the 50s and the 60s. And then there was filing papers and pens and the old-fashioned phones. And I said, why would someone need old-fashioned phones? And the answer came, because the old-fashioned phones can be tracked through the internet. It can be hacked. I said, oh, yeah, okay. And then I noticed that all the men were either in their late 20s or late teens or early 20s. They were either interrogating the people or telling them something I couldn't really hear because there was a lot of mumbling voices. And what happened next was that I was shown that these older men with gray hair, they were writing things down like on a clipboard. And also they all were wearing white shirts with a tie and dark or black pants, all of them dressed the same. And they had something like a holster, like where a gun would be, but this gun was really strange. It would look like a ball with a handle on it and a little something in the tip of it, some kind of protrusion. I didn't understand. Nothing told me what kind of weapon that was or whatever. Oh, and then in the mumbling sound, I heard one of the men, maybe 50 feet away, say, "We have another teacher here." And when he said that, they all started laughing. And I didn't understand why that happened or why I was hearing this. And then some of them had wires to their head, but I couldn't see where it was attached to from there. And then others did not. And then I noticed that they had something really strange on the desk. It looked like a cube, 8 by 8 cube or 9 by 9 inch cube. And it was grayish silvery. Now this thing looked like something from the future. It looked like 100 years advancement from the future, which looked so out of place being in an area that they were using to desks and papers and clipboards from the 50s and 60s. Well, this machine, I was shown that what it does, it goes into your mind and it searches for the most deepest secrets that you have that you would never do. And then I said, well, why are all these people here? They said, because these people have common sense. They have an extraordinary kind of common sense that they never would do that, no matter how much trauma they went through, no matter how much, what do you call it, abuse or whatever. They would not do these deep-seated things that they have from the trauma. They would never do them. And they have a strong sense of common sense, because you don't need to be a genius to know right from wrong or doing what's good for your fellow man. And what happened was that the 5G, the psychotronic machines, were not affecting them. They were not affected by them because they had a strong sense of common sense. They would never let themselves be brainwashed. And so there was other people that looked like either homeless or something like that, and they too could not be programmed by the 5G and other psychotronic machines. They couldn't, so they were brought there because they also had something like a strong common, even though they did things to themselves, they would never do something to harm other people. And then others had something like a defect in their mind where the subliminals and the psychotronic machines and the 5G just wouldn't affect them. So they were also brought in. And so this cube would shimmer from the inside out, and it would shimmer from the outside too. And I didn't see any like wires or anything like that, but for some reason there was wires to the people. And yes, it would show the most deepest secrets or passions or whatever that they would never do. So what happened was when it came to me, they said, "Oh, this person does," and there was others like me. These person does not hold the programming, does not hold the imagery. That there's something with this person that just can be like hypnotized or whatever, or brainwashed. So they said, okay, then for this person, the older man that was with the clipboard said, then we're going to have to set up circumstances where he embarrasses himself or he incriminates himself. That way he stays out of the picture and he's dormant and doesn't say or do anything public. So we're going to set up those circumstances. So when I heard that, I went back into my body, and then I said, I need to remember this. I need to remember to watch out for people that might talk to me, or that something looks out of place, or if there's a certain situation where people say, oh, we need your help, but really it's some sort of trap. So that's what I was aware of. And then all of a sudden, like I said, I wasn't the only one. There was hundreds of people there. And all of a sudden, when I came back, I don't even know how they brought me back. But the way I woke up was because they weren't gentle in putting me back. It's almost like they just let me fall in the bed. And that's what woke me up. And when I woke up, I thought, was that a dream or did that really happen? I was kind of confused, but I noticed that as much as I felt like I was in drugs or something like that, like a combination of drugs or something that was distorting my mind, I woke up refreshed, feeling energized, like I had a full sleep. So that sort of confused me. But then later on, I thought, well, just in case, I think if they are doing something like this, then I have to be aware of it to work on it, to break the agreement or break the, what do you call it, contracts, as well as trying to see if maybe that's what's holding me back from being more aware. Because, of course, the guides aren't going to just take away the experience, and then how are you going to learn from that? So that's what I've been working on, and that's what I experienced. So that was it. Thank you.
Well, it's ongoing, our journey with awareness. So yeah, keep it up, Ramone. That's good. I mean, it's great that you're being shown all this and you're giving the opportunity. It's privilege.